Hi there, it's Sandra here. It's been a while since I've done a video. We've had a bit of a crazy month of March, and if I'm completely honest, I haven't found the inspiration or the energy to do them. And I'm a big believer we have to be true to ourselves, and I wanted to take a bit of a break. But I know people have been asking me where are my Saturday morning videos, so I thought I'd record something for you today. I had a bit of sad news actually this month in that unfortunately we've had to let Buddy go. It was a really tough decision, but his behaviour became untenable. And it's been quite traumatic actually, because many of you know, follow me for a while know, Buddy was a very close part of my life. But anyway, you have to make these tough decisions sometimes, don't you, and move on. We still have Autumn in our life, and she's proving to be a bundle of fun and has a very different temperament to Buddy. Lots of lessons learnt there, which I won't talk about today. Blowy today. What I was going to talk to you about, I had a great session this week with a coaching client, and she's been kind of stuck in the middle of colleagues and bosses, and I thought to myself, this would be an interesting topic to explore perhaps. Are you stuck in that triad of peers and boss? And if you're anything like my client, she is a very strong people person, and relationships are really important to her, and therefore having that sort of sense of connection, harmony, not really wanting to face into conflict, and trying to find a different way around it. So we've had some fantastic conversations, and we had a few breakthroughs. We've had a number of breakthroughs actually, and I guess one of the biggest things, you know, sometimes if you're working for your boss, you want to please your boss, don't you? You want to do a great job. You want to be seen to be performing to the level you want to perform at. And in the case of my client, she has a very good relationship with her boss. So the tricky is that her peer doesn't have a good relationship with the boss, one of her peers, and she becomes the go-between, and that becomes tricky because obviously she has respect for her peers, and she's also wants to do the right thing by the business, and she's agonised over many things that have been going on. And it's a tricky one to unpick, isn't it? Because where do you go with that? And the only thing you can ever do is change your reaction. You can never ever change anyone else's behaviour. As hard as that is, and as frustrated as you might be, and as judgy as you might be about, well, if only they didn't do this, and if only they hadn't do that. And sometimes we do react that way. You know, it's natural human being stuff that if we're triggered in some way, we may reach out to criticise or to blame or to be angry. But actually we have to pause, take a breath, and think about what can I do that's differently. And if you're not necessarily doing anything wrong, you may also be a player in this triad of complexity, and you may be making it you may be being the kind of pawn as well in the middle of it all. And as I say with my client, she spends a lot of time awake at night worrying about, about this, what do I do about this, what do I do about this? And in the end, where we got to was she cannot change the behaviour of those others. All she can do is decide what does she want to do to make herself in a better state, so that she doesn't take on board the issues the others are doing. So she has created some really good boundaries for herself, and is able to say to both peer and boss, talk to each other, not being the go-between anymore. And even though she has pleading and a little bit of manipulation maybe back and forth, she's able to say, I am not going to get involved in the drama of this, and it's for you to, I'll be a sounding board, and that is all I will be. Whereas what can happen sometimes, I'll pick up the phone, I'll have a quick word, I'll do this, I'll do that, and really that's not helpful at any level. Always in any interaction with the people, think about, what's my responsibility in here? What's my accountability? How do I need to show up differently to ensure that I'm not triggered by other people, and I'm not taking other people's shit on, quite frankly. Sorry for swearing, but that can sometimes be what it's like, isn't it? So what is it that I need to do so that I'm in a good place? And she's worked really hard on this, my client actually, and she's put some great boundaries in place, to the point where the other individuals are now having to face into the things that they're not working on so well together, and they're taking ownership for the stuff they need to work on. So that was what I was thinking about today. Always think about if you're being triggered by other people, where are you stepping into something that perhaps is outside of your scope and remit, and where do you need to hold back and actually just own your centre, let's say, and your place. So that was today's video. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, and have a wonderful weekend. Let's hope to goodness we start to get some sunshine and warm weather back soon. I was lucky enough to be in Mallorca last week with a lovely friend and had a fabulous time, but came back and it's rather cold at night. So let's hope for a little bit more, I say, warm weather. Anyway, have a fab weekend, whatever you're up to, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Take care.